Welcome back to the Low Finer Things. We are less one this week. Our wonderful co-host Whitley, who's typically happy to be here, is probably happy to be elsewhere right now. So you got me and Khal today. How you feeling, brother?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy, but from what I hear, Whitley's doing some kind of weird stuff with cream pies?
How awesome would it be to be able to, like, pay money and cream pie your boss? And for anybody who might take that the wrong way, Whitley's at a conference right now, and it was for charity, not her current boss, but her former boss. She was able to chuck an actual cream pie at.
When I was a kid, we actually had this kid that invited everyone for a birthday party, and they ended up filling tins with whipped cream, and we had like a big pie fighting thing when I was a kid. It was just beautiful.
I love that.
Oh, it was one of the best times I've had as a child. I still remember it to this day, and I was maybe like 6 or 7.
It's a pivotal moment as a child. I would think so. So I'm glad you're doing good. I'm doing good here as well. It's been a wonderful week. Everything's fantastic around here. I've managed to take in some good music. Created a lot lately as well. It's kind of nice. Staying busy.
What would you been listening to?
Well, to be honest with you, some homies of mine have released projects of their own of the non-lo-fi variety, so I was kind of taking some of those in. Shouts out to Skizza and
lovely.
AK, my homies. AK is actually like, I refer to him kind of as like my mentor, the Miyagi to the Daniel son. He's kind of who taught me how to make beats. He and Skizza won the Hip Hop Artist of the Year at the Sask Music Awards this past, December.
Oh, dang.
Fire event. They've kind of got a running theme going with these albums. They had Champions League, or Champion Season 1, 2, and 3, and they just released Summer League right now. Just came out, and it's been a really fire project. Shouts out to Skizza. Shouts out to AK. Shouts out to Bex as well, my homegirl, who is also on that project. She laid some really, really fire vocals for one of the hooks. Just overall a fantastic project. But outside of that, like, I've been deep diving back into like Doom, Madlib.
Oh, buddy.
Like, amazing.
Honestly, Doom is on my like nightly playlist. Well, him or like Victor Vaughn, one of his other aliases. That's usually what I go to sleep to lately.
You could probably go a full month just running through like Doom music as well as his aliases, many side projects. Like, there's just
even just his instrumentals.
Yeah.
Like, just throw some Metal Fingers Doom in there. It's like, I don't know. It just seems to be life now.
No, that's really one of, I don't want to call him underrated because he's definitely not, but somebody that I wish would have garnered more attention from a wider audience. He's kind of one of those people who was underground, but not really underground at the same time, because he was so well respected and well known amongst hip-hop heads globally that, yes, he never really had the mainstream success of like Drake.
He was in his own pocket.
Absolutely, 100%. So that goes back to the conversation we had on the last podcast, and it's like, what is success to you? I feel like that, to me, would be a very realistic and attainable level of success for a lot of us. Like, we would be okay with that.
That would be splendid. Absolute treasure. Like, that's it. 'Cause, like, do you really want the attention? Like, let's go to the extremes where, you know, it's those big people. You can't walk out your door without someone heckling you. Who wants that?
No, definitely not. I would very much
that's
rather.
Not cool.
No, I just want to be able to chill and make music, right? And just do my thing. And I'm on that now. I'm at a point, again, we touched on it in the last podcast, where I'm distributing my music in the way that I see fit. I'm compromising the daily plays that I would get from a Spotify or an Apple Music, but I'm getting to package my art in a way that I see fit. Hell, I just released a beat tape that only had beats that were only available on that tape. on it, and it sold within a couple days on my Bandcamp. And that's exactly how I want my music to be perceived. There might be 5 people listening, 500, 5,000, 50. It doesn't matter. I just want the art that means something to me to end up in the hands of people that it means something to as well.
God, that must have been a nice feeling when that, like, the day it sold, just like knowing that, you know, that's what you wanted. That's the simple goals right there. Someone gets that one of one.
It really was. Like, it's such a weird feeling sometimes to have your music presented in a way and it gets picked up so quick in ways that other people and other heads appreciate.
Oh, it's an absolute splendid thing, man. Like, you've been making obnoxiously good music, especially the last, like, year. Something's almost, like, changed and you've gone hard.
I try to. I go through phases where it's like, yeah, I'm going hard on this, I'm gonna go hard on that, and then I'll take a little bit of time off, and I don't really announce it. The real ones know. The real ones are always there. They're checking for it, they're waiting for it, and then it's kind of like, well, we're just gonna let it be what it is. And I like releasing music like that, just in the ways that I see fit, in a capacity that I want. It's better that way to me. And the same goes for you. I see a lot of Bandcamp exclusives coming out of you, and that's how I like to consume music. So to see colleagues and peers of mine releasing their music in that kind of format, I really enjoy that.
I much enjoy the like theory behind Bandcamp and how it works. Like, I don't want to pump myself out to all these big playlists just to try to actually be someone pays attention to, if that made sense. But
Yeah.
like, I like the idea of, like, you know, someone searched a tag on Bandcamp because they're genuinely interested in that kind of music and they re-listen, they enjoy. Like, I want to find those 10 people and, like, let them listen to my music, and it's for them.
Yes, exactly. And it's almost, I seen an article, it had to have been within the last couple of weeks, where CDs have sold just as much as vinyl this past year, or were like very close.
Oh, no way.
So it's out there. And for people who maybe want to start selling vinyl, but maybe you don't have the funds to start pressing vinyl, or you're not sure if you would sell enough vinyl, CDs would be a good place for them to start, or cassettes would be a really good place to start. Hell, the beat tape that I sold on Bandcamp was just a one of one that I made in my bedroom with my 4-track recorder.
Dude, back in like 2007, we set up, I think we had a 4-track ourselves, and we had 4 mics in the room. We did the entire instrumental to like 45 minutes of our metal album, or did all that in my guitarist's studio, went and did vocals in another place, and then, you know, we had a CD. We had physical CDs. We sold probably like 50 or 60 of them locally, but like, man, that was a good feeling.
And for anybody who's trying to dive into the business of this and making money off of stuff like this, you know, 50 to 60 CDs between 4 people, sure, that's not necessarily a lot depending on what you're selling it for, but if you are an independent artist or beat maker and you're doing your own pressing of the CDs, or even if you outsource to another company, if you're pressing them up and you've done all the production, vocals if you go that route as well, like, that's 100% back in your pocket. So 50 to 60 at $10 each is still $600 on the max end.
That's such a beautiful thing as a solo artist now. Like, the work you put in, you get to reap your own benefits from it. You get what you put in.
100%. And it's almost like I'm driven in a way that, like, I want to make money off of anything that I do, whether it be making music or going and mowing lawns for somebody. Like, my goal is to go out there and make as much money as possible. Like, that's my goal. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want to do. And that's what I'll end up doing. And it shows in how I approach the business side of my artistic ventures. because yes, I love making music. I love people consuming it. You can stream it on Bandcamp for free. However, I do also like being compensated fairly for my music. So that's why it's not on the Spotify's and the Apple Music. If somebody is willingly going to pay for it, I would also like to be willingly compensated at prices that I set, not that Spotify or Apple deem I should be paid.
They almost tell you your own worth, and that's not their person. They're not the person to do that. Your own worth is what you set.
Exactly. And even if you are the most humble artist out there who has no interest in making money off of your music, you are just happy knowing that people listen to it on Spotify or Apple Music or Tidal, SoundCloud, wherever they happen to do it from. I want you to know that even though you are okay with that, there are people out here as well, like myself, that would love to purchase your music and let you know that I believe that you are worth more than the third of a penny that Spotify gives you. If I like your music, I will actively go and look for it on Bandcamp so that I can have either a physical copy of it or a folder on my laptop with it so that I can enjoy it in the way that I want, and you can be fairly compensated for it too.
That's such a respectable way to look at it too. Like, you want to pay someone properly for their art. I feel that you're underpaid from Spotify. Here, take some more money because you genuinely deserve it.
Yes.
You're not worth pennies.
I have gone out. There's been posts on Reddit where people have been like, hey, this is my new beat tape. Check it out, please. And I've gone and listened to a couple tracks, and I've really, really liked it. And I was like, yo, I'm going to just buy this. And they've got like here, pay what you want for this. And I'll be like, all right, cool. Here's $6. Like, you got 9 tracks on here. Here's $6. Like, enjoy this. Like,
100%, man. It feels nice for to have someone that you don't know, you know, some random person out there out of left field just support you in your music. God, that feels nice. It's like a little warm hug.
In the wise words of my friend GC, he likes to hit me with the TikTok meme every now and then, where it's like a reward, and it's true. It's like a little reward when you get like some random notey that, hey, this person that you've never met, never heard of, nothing, has purchased your project. I like that. I like that.
It's beautiful. I'm just like, thank you. You helped provide my Netflix subscription this month because I have problems and I love TV.
See, it all pans out. In other news,
there's other news.
Yeah,
let's go.
So, cleared my first sample using Tracklib recently.
Oh, it's not that hard, eh?
It's really not. Have you done already or no?
3 of them.
Nice. Okay. So I walked through it. The toughest part for me was getting the ISRC code, which, if you're from Canada, is actually a really, really simple process. So now basically anything I release, they gave me a breakdown of the code, like your country code, your artist code, and then it's like zeros. It's 0001 basically. So now Sick Day was my first sample that I cleared using Tracklib. And so I got the ISRC code, which, like I said, was the most difficult part. Registering it with SOCAN wasn't overly difficult because I've registered songs with SOCAN before, so I am familiar. Finding the artist that needed to be added to wasn't that difficult.
No, they gave you a nice little number.
They do, yeah. So done and dealt with there. And then, yeah, like it was done. So Sick Day, now available on Bandcamp and SoundCloud, is ready to rip and sample cleared. What was the first beat of yours that you cleared a sample for from Tracklib?
Comatose.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even remember what sample I used, but I just went, and I honestly struggled a little bit, but I mean, learning something new, I struggle pretty hard anyway. And of course, it was a Spotify upload, so what my trick was I had to wait like 3 days for that code.
For the ISRC?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just had to wait a couple days. Mm-hmm. So it's like, now I just learned you just don't start the sample clearance until you get the code is basically how I work now.
Yeah, and now that you have a code, your next one, you don't need to wait for it. You just get to generate it yourself, essentially. If you go through
it's a beautiful thing.
Music Connect. Who did you go through, sorry, for your code?
I use DistroKid.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Because, it's on... Yeah. I guess, because, if you're on major streaming platforms, yes, DistroKid will do it for you. For those of you that are not, there is a service as well called...
I'm curious about this from some Bandcamp releases.
Okay, so this was from... Yes, sorry, it's not Music Connect, it's connectmusic.ca. And they will give you a code. So there's a country code, a registrant code, the year, and then your release number. So your first one is always going to be 00001. And then after that, it's everything 0002. Basically.
Almost sounds like we're talking in binary.
Right? It kind of does. But super simple process. I was shocked.
Sounds a lot easier than I thought it would be.
I thought so. Like connectmusic.ca made it super simple. And it was free. It didn't cost me anything either. I was really pumped about that.
Ooh, what kind-hearted people.
That's what I'm saying. So
like those are the kind of people that need to get pushed out there. Help us push them out. Love them.
Beyond that, like that was a process, and that's the first time I've had to do that with Tracklib. So shouts out to them for making the process so easy.
Dude, right? And the way that they cut all payments on sample rate or clearance, like that's such a beauty thing.
The only thing, it would be really cool in the future if you could do some integrations with different platforms where, say, if you're running through DistroKid for your distro through Spotify and all the other major DSPs, if you could input in there that, this person gets this much, instead of having to manually report your income from that said single.
Let me tell you about DistroKid.
Yes.
You just literally set your 20, like say I used something and I had to pay 5% royalty. Yes. I set the splits. I go 95% me, 5%, and it's like royalties at tracklib.com.
No.
Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah, I do that. And it takes them like a month or two to accept it, I found.
Okay.
And I'll get this little green check mark beside my sample clearance license on their site.
Really? Okay. Okay. So that's where the ISRC comes in handy through DistroKid.
Yep. It all links itself up.
Fire.
It's so convenient.
Okay.
Man. Like, I genuinely don't have to do anything once that's done.
Okay.
Like, hands free. Money doesn't touch my hands. It goes straight to them.
That is cool. Okay. So as somebody who does not use the major DSPs anymore,
this is perfect. We get both sides.
We do. That is really good to know. So listeners, like if you're in on this and you're just starting to use Tracklib, this was really good. You know what's crazy is this episode so far has proven to be far more informative than I initially thought it was going to be when we first logged in. I thought, like, without Whitley here, like, shouts out to Whitley because she's amazing. I love what she does for this podcast. She makes it very, very structured, because without her,
she saves us,
bro. Like, there's been times, don't take this the wrong way, anybody or Whitley, when you listen back and edit this, she cuts out some stuff that like I would have kept and keeps us on track when I start to get off track, because I'm terrible for it. I am awful at getting off track and rambling and whatnot. She keeps us on. She's the mother hen for this podcast. Like she's mama bear of the podcast. I am
Whitley's such a
terrible.
Wonder.
An absolute peach to have within the show, and we're so blessed to have her. I thought without her here today that this podcast was gonna go absolutely south and be about nothing at all.
Start talking video games and hockey.
Could have. Hey, speaking of, who do you think's gonna win it?
Ooh, I think it's gonna be the Oilers, but I want it to be the Panthers.
Okay. Give me, what's your reasoning for wanting the Panthers?
I don't like the Oilers that much.
That's a terrible reason at this point, bro. That's a terrible fucking reason. Get out of here.
I know.
But I do agree. I do agree.
Also, Bobrovsky.
That's my reasoning for wanting the Panthers to win. I would love to see Bob get a cup. He deserves it after the last 2 years.
He does so well, man.
He's gotten better with age. It's got to be something in the water, because there's been multiple goalies that have gone to Florida that have gotten better with age.
They've got to be something with their coaching ways.
I don't know what it is. Low pressure market, maybe, like just stress free. You're in Florida, of course.
I know what they do. They toss them in with the gators and pads, and they say full of meat, and they say block the gators.
Figure it out.
Yeah. If you can block a gator, you can block a puck. Dodgeball mentality.
It's true. That's my reasoning for wanting Florida to win. That being said, I'm okay if they lose. I'm okay if either team wins or loses, because I have no horses left in this race.
No, my bets were all wrong.
Like, our team got eliminated in the first round.
The closest team to me got eliminated second round.
Yes. And so
maybe that's also why I'm bitter.
Maybe. But also, like, look at the route that both of these teams have had to take to get to the cup. Like,
Berta's beginning of their season, 10-0 loss to the Canucks.
Right?
Till destroying them in a season or in a series, and now playing for the big cup.
Like, Edmonton had to go through LA, Vancouver, and Dallas to get where they are. That's not an easy run. That is...
No, dude.
That
Holy
is...
crap.
Okay, so with the exception of Vancouver, that is 2 of the top teams in the NHL right off of the bat. You got through LA, cool. Have fun with Vancouver. And it's like, oh, right. you got through the defensive beast that was Vancouver. It's like, hey, we got another one for you in Dallas, who's equally as defensive.
And then Robertson.
Yeah, like, you're equally as defensive, but probably twice as tough. On the flip side of it, with Florida, you had to go through, who was first round? Tampa Bay, no problem. And then you had Boston, who
again
a little bit not as strong as they were last year.
No, I thought Boston was gonna beat the fuck out of them that season or that game because of just last season. Thought there was that much animosity they'd be just destructive.
Nope. Taylor Hall curse, man. Taylor Hall curse last year. Never make it out of the first round. And then so you get past Boston,
New York,
and you got the Rangers, who went cold at the absolute worst time. And now,
honestly, I wanted them after the Jets got eliminated to take it.
And now you have the Oilers versus the Panthers. There's no weird like wild card snuck in and went on a Cinderella run. It's the 2 best teams remaining.
I'm so excited to watch.
It's gonna be interesting. So on the flip side, like, if Edmonton wins, I am okay with this, because Draisaitl has a history with where I'm from. Like, he played junior hockey here. Would love to see him win. So
that would be nice.
It would be really nice. And my argument is that, yes, Florida has some guys that are great players. They're awesome players. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about, like, Kachuk's hockey ability, Barkov's ability, Ekblad's ability.
They're beastly.
But those guys are not McDavid and Draisaitl. Like, those two just see the game on a different level.
They're machines. They're absolute machines.
Yes. So that's going to be, it's going to be crazy. And if it goes 7, I'm picking the Oilers.
Yeah, I could see that 100%. They're used to the pressure of all that.
I think they're used to the pressure, and it's just the only thing. Florida's one of the most penalized teams in the NHL. So
that'll be bad. That's when they go down.
That can potentially be their downfall. Like,
yeah, you do that against the Oilers, and you're gonna say goodbye to your cup.
You have the Oilers, who I believe are the best power play in the NHL right now.
100%.
So, like, that's disgusting.
Don't
so
try
good
that.
luck to both squads. I'll be happy either way.
I just want to watch some good old sports.
Really, yeah, it's been a while.
God, what a good month.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic month.
Got anything on the plans, or music-wise, for the month? Doing any releases, anything else?
I have another release coming up. I don't have a title for it yet, but it's a beat I made recently. My boo thang and I, my girlfriend and I had went on a trip out of town, and we just booked a really nice hotel with a jacuzzi. The room had a nice view of the parking garage, but the jacuzzi made up for it. So we just booked a room with a jacuzzi. We're old, so like we grabbed a puzzle and we made a puzzle while we were there. Got it done. 300-piece puzzle done in like just under 2 hours. Like crushed it.
That sounds fun.
It was a good time. And then so the next morning, it was like 9 a.m. and I just made this beat in the jacuzzi.
I think I know the beat you're referring to.
I think I sent it in our Pod Squad chat, so you would have heard it.
Little koala beat. That's what I was trying to say.
I've been really like enjoying the koala workflow lately because it's really cool because it's very straightforward. You don't have all the bells and whistles that you have with like the SP or the MPC. It's very straightforward.
God, yeah.
And what you can do with it is insane. I would love to integrate it with the SP one of these days and just fool around like that.
But I was going to ask if you did that.
No, not yet. I think I will soon.
I'd be curious to see what you do.
It's honestly, I think it's the same thing. Like, it's just the pads trigger the pads on the SP and yada yada yada. I think actually I could probably plug my MIDI Fighter Classic into it as well. Ooh. And see, I should try that one day. I'm kind of torn right now because I want to get an iPad for it, but I also don't want to spend like $450 on an iPad.
Yeah, no, I feel
but
that.
I also want a Kindle so that I can read books on there. So if I get an iPad, I can do both. And so I'm trying to justify this.
I mean,
At the same time, though, like my work contract is up at the end of June, and I'll be without proper employment for a couple of months.
Freelancing.
So I might have to do some things in order to get some things, and there's gonna be a lot of lawn mowing and streaming.
Give this man your money.
Stuff. So it's been gravy. So that's kind of what I've been up to on the release front. I've got a couple more koala beats that I'm ready to release as singles, and then I think I'm just gonna do a full ass tape with beats that were made on koala.
That could be really fun.
It definitely could be. Honestly, like, I love just making like the quick little like microwave beats on there, vibing out, getting it done, and then just being onwards and done with it.
I do like the way they set up koala.
It's
I still
so
got
nice.
it on my phone.
It's just fun, man, and it's with Tracklib. It's so easy because you can just download the beat. It's on your phone. Whip it over, and like it's in there like swimwear. I love it.
Oh, I didn't even think about the convenience of Tracklib on a phone.
It's insane.
I'm so used to the SD card drop.
Yeah, no, my mother and I were coming back from watching my son's ball hockey game last night. Shouts out to him and his team. 6-3 win.
Yes!
They won 6-3. My son's a warrior, bro. Like, not to sound like every other parent that's out there that like toots their kid's horn and is like, he's amazing at this.
Toot him.
He's the goalie. He's never played goaltender before. He's like
Tough
just decided like he wanted to be the goalie. He's got no formal like hockey experience outside of like floor hockey and just playing an even end. He didn't play as the goalie a whole lot. To come into his first year, man, he's got a .75 save percentage, I believe.
Oh,
which
shoot.
On paper is not great. But when you look at the team that's in front of him and the fact that he gets shelled with anywhere between 25 and 50 shots a game, to be stopping
what?
75% is crazy.
Especially for your first year doing that. That's very impressive.
Yeah, he's got like the defense on that team is not. Listen, they're not great. They're
getting there.
Ekblad and Montour by any means. They often leave somebody. These are the goals he lets in. It's either like an absolute rocket, it'll be a lucky one, or the defense leaves somebody open right in front of him. Oh. And so they get exposed like that a lot. But like, to be stopping 75% of the shots you're facing when you're facing that many and giving your team a chance to win it is wild.
It's so impressive.
Super proud of him. He's been good. They came off the ice winning and smiling last night, or the field, I guess. And it was funny because I could hear him underneath us, and he's like, 2 for 2. And this kid's like, what are you talking about? We've only won 2 games. He's like, but we beat this team twice. I was like, valid point. So now they're in a 1-game playoff on Friday for the final playoff spot. So
oh, damn.
Shouts out to them. Hope they win it.
They got this, buddy.
They definitely do, man. They definitely do. They played great last night, hoping they can keep it moving forward. It'd be fire. What about you, though? Like, what do you got going on here on the release front in the coming weeks?
I got a June 12th release on Shitify.
Nice. Okay.
Doing another one of them Tracklib samples.
Nice. Love that for you.
I just played the old 16 level game with like a short clip it and just saw what I could make. Nice. I'm honestly sitting on like, I think I've got like 15 projects that are done on my MPC.
That's crazy.
I have to export them. And now here's my question for you. Do I want to ditch Ableton and go with FL Studios?
I mean,
it's the visualizer.
I'm a fan of FL only because that's all I've ever really used. I've tried to use Ableton. I couldn't really get around the learning curve. But I mean, you already have Ableton, so like, what do you actually need FL Studio for?
I mostly just want to play with like the chopping on it and like all of their little plugins seem so much more fun. I just want to get myself to be able to like play on the computer and make music a little more again. And Ableton does not hit my artistic side whatsoever.
You know what? Download the trial for FL, man.
Not a bad idea.
Try it out and maybe you will enjoy it. It might be one of those things.
I just find that Ableton's boring. As weird as it sounds, I'm like, eh.
It is
now that I've lost all my plugins,
it seems.
Like, since the plugin loss that I had, I'm just like, can't get most of them back due to reasons.
Yeah, but they're like, no longer available on...
That's the word.
On some of the older editions.
Have to go to the dark web.
Might have to.
I've been watching videos on that lately, and my God, no, thank you. That plays in for me.
Crazy, right? Dark web's
like,
crazy.
I've been getting lost in like hacking, watching people like white hat hackers.
Yeah, you know, apparently like cybersecurity is like the next big thing for like jobs to like really like employment booms. So
that's what I'm hearing.
I might have
and
to
you can work from home.
Yeah, I might try get like a certificate or two and see what I can.
Honestly, not a bad idea. My poor knees getting buggered.
Could you imagine having 2 computers set up, like just cranking out beats on one hand and then hacking into like some foreign agency and grabbing information for like your local government?
Dude,
on the other? Like,
dude, that would be such a one page is up of you. No, I guess you couldn't live stream the music just in case someone saw your keyboard.
Yeah, maybe not. Lo-fi hacker type beat. Let's go.
Oh, bud.
Yo, are we on to something?
I think so. Are we gonna become the next cybersecurity experts?
Could like hack into like certain like databases and be like, yeah, I own this sample.
Oh my god.
Just getting absolutely
Royalties?
Oh yeah, like ooh, Spotify pays me how many cents per stream?
Oh my god. No, Spotify, you pay me 100% of my streams.
That would be nuts.
You just, oh my, they wouldn't even notice a couple.
No, they probably wouldn't.
Like maybe if I was like someone, you know, Snoop Dogg big, they'd maybe notice, but
Maybe.
But honestly, they're making enough money. Fuck right off.
That's what I'm saying. I love the clip that you put out on our Low Finder Things Instagram recently too, with the Billie Eilish Spotify segment.
That was beautiful. I had to let the world know how shitty that was.
Like it really is. It really is. And it's been super good. I've missed the days when SoundCloud was full of really dope SoundCloud rappers. And
Dude.
I wish they would have embraced that, because I found so many dope artists on there.
Me and my boss were talking about
speaking of-
MySpace music days.
MySpace music was really cool. I remember, so way back, I was just cruising through and I found some really dope artists. I think one's name was Josh Roy, and he was from Cleveland. Had some really bangers, really good bangers. But I also found one. He had just put out a project. I believe it was called Smile Anyway, and his name was Curtis Roach. And it was just somebody that I was, yeah. So, lo and behold, years later, when COVID hits, do you remember the I'm bored in a house and I'm in a house bored?
Yeah?
That was Curtis Roach.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh
So,
my god.
a lot of people just know Curtis Roach as the I'm bored in a house and I'm in a house bored guy. I remember him from being this dope ass dude off of SoundCloud. And I was just like, all right, like do your thing, bro. Like, this is really dope. Like, and it's cool to see people like that come up. Another one that like I remember like way back when was somebody from your region. I think they're actually from Vernon. I remember him being on Much Music with like the I'm Already There video with I believe it was Rich Kid, Sunreal.
Oh my god, that dude, yeah.
Like, seeing him absolutely catapult was insane because of the Everywhere We Go video, which was crazy.
Dude, it's wild how big that man got.
Man.
It's like, he ain't too far away from me.
No, I caught him in concert in, I think it was like 2018 at at a bar in Saskatoon. It was fantastic.
Oh, that would be nice.
Super cool. Super dope show.
It's nice seeing those kind of shows at the more personal setting like that too.
Yes, very dope. Very dope.
I know, it's the one thing. That's why I like my taste in music, because it's not big enough to fill like auditoriums. So, you know, you get that more personal concert experience whenever I get out of the house once in every couple of years.
Very much so. I would love to see a good show coming up here.
It's been tough lately. Since the gold old 2020, everything's just kind of been rockier for live shows, I find.
Yes, there's been a big thing going on right now about how Live Nation is under like massive scrutiny for how they've kind of monopolized tours and concerts and stuff like that.
Ooh, maybe there's some change coming then.
I hope so. I'd like to see some of the bigger artists kind of like break it down. Who would you absolutely love to see right now in concert? Like your absolute number one, like you want to see them.
It would be an again, and it's Aesop Rock.
Nice. Okay.
I got to see him back in like, God, I feel like it was 2008, 2007, 6, one of those years. It was way back in the day. And since that concert, I've been just like, I need to see him again, because the man's just epic live. What about yourself?
For me, honestly, man, Eminem. Honestly, I would love to see
Ooh.
Eminem live.
I wonder if he'll tour with the new album.
At 51 years old, I can't see it.
Maybe even just like a good 10, 20 shows around something once in a year.
Fuck. Like maybe it would be nice.
Expensive.
But, for sure as well. But I don't know, man. Like Eminem would be really cool. There's not. I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm just at that age now where it's like the idea of going to certain concerts just like doesn't sound fun anymore.
No, that's totally fair. I'm not a crowds person really anymore myself.
No, and so like I'm at the point now where like the idea of like maybe like a really good like DJ set would be cool. Like a small intimate DJ set with like maybe like producers, other artists, and like a small percentage of like the crowd just being like your average music fan, like people who really appreciate that shit.
That would honestly be really nice. Did you see that Andrew's doing a show soon?
No, I didn't see that actually. Like Andrew makes beats?
Yeah, dude.
What?
He's going to do... Where is it? He's got an hour set. Fuck, where is it? It's this thing called Back to Base.
Okay.
It's of course over in like Europe or wherever the heck he's from. I can't remember. But he's got an hour set down there. Like, it's fucking awesome.
That is really, really cool. That's a long time as well.
Oh, to me, that would be nerve-wracking. Like, that was, like, our sets were easy when we were headlining metal shows back in the day. You know, you had, God, you yourself on stage for an hour? Ugh.
Good for him still, regardless.
I'm stoked for that. Everyone go see The Viking.
That is fucking amazing.
Oh, shit, it's this Saturday. It's in, like, 2 days.
It's fucking dope. That's how out of touch I've been lately. I've just kind of been, like, grinding and kind of doing my thing and just keeping my head down and stuff. But, like, that's really, really dope.
Him, you, and a couple other people are like the first stories that pop up on my Instagram, and I always watch them. So I usually get in touch with the good stuff.
I love that.
Gotta keep up with the friends, man.
That's super dope. Yo, what about I was gonna shout him out as my weekly recommendation, but I'm just gonna put it out there right now for like the people that are beat makers, or maybe you're looking to get into beat making. You're not exactly sure like where to get your sounds from, or like your drums that are like gonna sound good. And like massive shout outs to SP Chops.
Goated.
Like that dude is amazing on on Gina, bro. If you don't have him on your Instagram already, it's SP_chops. Give him a follow. Go check out the drum kits. Like if you're new to this, or if you're just looking for new sounds in general, like holler at that man right there, because the sounds, they sound good. They're not over processed. They come across as natural sounding. They fit damn near any lo-fi beat that you could possibly make.
That's what I've been noticing.
Like that's the GOAT right there as of right now, as far as like sounds go. Not a sleeper in the kits that I've purchased. I've got SP Chops 1 and 2 and Porta Studio drums. None of them are sleepers.
Dude, fucking guy's so kind too. Like, talk to him a little bit and he's just, wow, what a good stand-up dude.
Very much so.
And he's in my neck of the woods.
I was also just about to say, a fellow Canadian.
One of these days, we're both just gonna have to somehow just meet it wherever he is. Just give us beats, let us make. Just invade his house.
We got to.
Go all covert. Show up in camo or show up in balaclavas.
Oh, that would be crazy.
We're here to make music.
That would be crazy, honestly. Just like show up at somebody's crib and just be ready to like bang out a tape. That's my idea of like a dope weekend.
Show up with 2 suitcases, got the MPC in one, got the SP in the other. couple pairs of socks rolled up in there somewhere.
That would be fire. So that is just a general recommendation for everybody. But my artist recommendation, as we wind things down, we mentioned him earlier. I want to give some love to the homie Andrew's Making Beats.
Ooh.
Like, amazing individual, Viking of a human being, dope ass beat maker, runs a secondary meme account that's actually kind of funny too.
That I did not know.
Really, I shouldn't even say meme account, but it's his personal account, and he posts some really, really funny stuff on there. But if you ever get the opportunity, you have to check him out. Also makes really, really dope remixes, and he is on the YouTube. It's just Andrew Making Beats. That's his YouTube channel. It's Andrew's Making Beats on Instagram. That's my weekly recommendation. Just an amazing dude, and we're gonna work on something coming up here too.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
It's gonna be fire.
You want to hear me butcher some kind of pronunciation of a name?
Always.
Sanashiu? Sanashisu? He's a wonderful little, very relaxed lo-fi man from the old town of Greece. Good friend of mine. We've released many things together. Okay. But Familiar Constellations by him is honestly such a good sleepy track. Like, he's more on the sleepy side. And then he decides to work with me, and I always kind of throw a little bit of sparkle in there.
That's the best part. When you find two artists that are like contrasting to one another.
Right? You go listen to Lonely Spaceman. He wrote this obnoxiously nice piano, and I just ruined it with dirty drums.
That's okay. Dirty drums go well over anything, I find.
That's it. He's on Instagram. He's on the YouTube. He also does some singing if you find his personal YouTube account, but you gotta find that. That's your own. He makes... Lately, he's been working at making, like, different animated videos and things like that.
Yes.
But, of course, man's currently dealing with a wedding coming up, so he's a little
congratulations.
busy. Yeah, dude. It's so... Okay, so this is what I don't get about their custom. Well, not that I don't get, but I find kind of interesting. So, Greece over there, they've been together for coming up 5 years. Once they get married, they're moving in together. And you check out Western tradition in comparison, like, frig, could you imagine dating someone for 4 years before living with them? So different compared to nowadays.
I mean, yeah. I mean, my girlfriend and I have been together just over 3 years and still live in separate households.
Oh, that's fair. You find that's not very, or as common anymore, I find.
It's not, and that's, I mean, Western civilization in general is very, the more that I dive into it and the more I learn and understand about Eastern civilization and Eastern culture, like it's very, very, we're very, very backwards, and we're very driven by the economy and the idea of chasing money and independence. And so when I talk to people that come from places that are out east, like far out east, not Eastern Canada, like Eastern as in like Europe and further east than that, like in chatting with former coworkers who came from like Kosovo or like what do you call it, like Yugoslavia, places of that, it's not uncommon for them to live at home until they're in their mid-20s, and even afterwards when they get married, the new wife comes and lives with that side of the family, and then when they're considered like financially independent, then they go out and get their own place and repeat cycle for your kids. Right?
That's really beautiful, honestly. That's so supportive.
The idea of community, man. Like, it's just like we don't have that over here. As soon as you turn 18 over here, it's like, hey, go get a job, get your own place to live. Like,
God,
you're on your own.
Yep, that's fun.
It's honestly like it's wild to me that you would do that to somebody who has no idea what it, like, they're not even really a proper functioning adult yet.
No, but they got it right over there, honestly. Like, respect to the Eastern culture. Y'all are smart.
Eastern civilization is the greatest, man. But that's good, man. Honestly, this has been a fun episode. This was a good one. We gotta send Whitley on vacation a couple more times, and then we can just ramble and shoot the shit.
I know, right? I'm like, how long was that? That felt like 5 minutes.
This was a quick one. I remember I was in a studio session with one guy once, man, and we were just shooting the shit afterwards. We went and grabbed coffee, came back, we were shooting the shit, and we were chatting, and then we looked and we realized, we're like, man, 3 hours have gone by. Like, we only got one of these records done. We gotta keep going.
Shit, back to work.
Pretty much. So, like, we did get back to work. But
Conquered
yeah,
that.
it was pretty crazy. Good times. Any hoodles. Good chatting with you. I'm gonna
You
get
too,
this
you got game
edited.
time, don't you?
Something like that. Yeah, we're gonna chill.
Excellent.
Yeah. Good
Let's
stuff.
go do the same. Go check on
Nice.
the roommates.
Nice. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening, man.
You
Good
too,
chatting
buddy.
with you.
Oh, you too, my friend.
All right, man. Later.
Peace.